everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia and I'm a Brazilian living in Romania. We already busted the stereotype that Romania is all about vampires, right?
Dracula.
But that got me curious. If not vampires and Dracula, what is Romanian mythology really about? As a Brazilian, I grew up with stories of Saci Pererê, Curupira, Boitatá, which are our folklore creatures, but they are totally different from the Romanian ones. So today, I want to deep dive in the fascinating Romanian mythology and introduce you and myself to some of these famous and sometimes really creepy creatures. Forget about Hollywood Count Dracula just for a second. Let's explore the local legends. Are you ready? The first one I want to talk about is the Strigoi. Okay, the one that is the most connected to the vampire myth. Now, this isn't quite your sparky vampire from Twilight.
I'm Edward Cullen.
Or even Bram Stoker Count Dracula. Forget the suave Count for a moment, please.
Dracula?
Imagine instead a figure emerging from the grave, its skin pale and stretched tight, eyes glowing with a ghostly light. This is the Strigoi, restless spirit from the Romanian folklore, essentially an undead being. There are two types of Strigoi. The Strigoi V, which is like living Strigoi, they are like more powerful living beings. And the Strigoi morts, the dead ones who rise. They are often described with a wild, messy hair, sometimes with longer limbs and moving strangely in some unnatural ways, very jerky vibes. People believe that they actually suck life from animals and people. Not actually blood, but energy and life force. They might cause sickness, trouble, bad luck, and a lot of bad things in the community. And some stories even say that they have a tail-like spine. Can you imagine that? They might become invisible or transform into animals. It's much more rooted in the old village's beliefs about restless souls. Romania definitely made zombies cool before The Walking Dead.
Zombies don't mess with other zombies.
It feels darker, more visceral, more scary and spooky than the Hollywood vampires, for sure. I've read that in the 2000s, people actually had a piece of wood stuck on a person's heart because they believed he was a Strigoi. Oh my god. Yeah, reading about the Strigoi made me feel maybe it's a little bit similar to the Brazilian ghost stories, but the Strigoi is much more specific and unsettling. Definitely scarier than I expected. What do you think? Next up, something completely different, the Iele. Picture this, a group of incredibly beautiful maidens, maybe 3, 5, 7, 9, or even 12, on their white dresses, glowing under the moonlight, dancing in circles in a secluded forest clearing.
Beautiful.
These are the Iele, female spirits connected to the forest, the sky, and isolated places. But don't let their beauty fool you. They are extremely dangerous. They are famous for their magical dance, the hora. If a human dares to secretly watch them, especially a man, they risk to be enchanted, struck mute, driven mad, or even worse, forced to join their dance until they die of exhaustion. That's why I don't let Vlad go to forests by himself.
Hai te din ele de le drept.
Folklore says you shouldn't anger them, look directly at them, or even step on the scorched earth they leave behind them after they dance on it.
Dangerous.
People would wear garlic for protection. This represents this powerful, beautiful, even vengeful, untamed feminine energy of the nature. Wow, this is super intense, right? In Brazil we have like Iara, which is a beautiful river mermaid that also lures men and, feed from them. But the Iele feel much more collective, powerful in their group. And that dancing punishment is terrifying. It definitely makes you wonder if you should walk in a Romanian forest at night. Maybe it's better to admire from far. Imagine being in a forest and you're like, are those ladies Iele? Or just very aggressive group of dancing enthusiasts? I would for sure run away just to make sure I see another day. Creature 3, Balaur, the multi-headed dragon. Okay, let's talk dragons. We already know I talked a lot about the Harry Potter longhorn dragon and etc. But the actual Romanian dragon terrorizing kids in fairy tales is the Balaur. Imagine a colossal dragon, a serpent-like beast, but not with just one head, with several heads. Sometimes 3, more often 7, but even 12 heads. And each of these heads are able to spew fire. If you cut one of the heads, 2 are born in that place. Oh my god. In the classic Romanian basme or fairy tales, the Balaur is the ultimate villain. It guards stolen treasures, kidnaps beautiful princes, blocks the village water source, and generally causes all the chaos that the brave Făt Frumos, or the Prince Charming, has to fight and kill to save the humanity. Defeating the Balaur usually takes the Prince Charming the epic task of cutting off all the heads, which you can imagine is crazy. Interestingly, some legends say that the saliva of the Balaur can turn into precious stones, or killing one of those can clean up all the sins from you. It's a truly fearsome creature of the myths. Okay, multi-headed dragons is just awesome. We have the boitatá in Brazil, that's like a big snake that protects the forest. But in Brazil, it's not actually a villain, it's just protecting the forest, and it has one head. So the Romanian one is way scarier and spookier than any dragon I have ever seen. Pricolici and Vârcolac, werewolves and eclipses. Last but not least, the werewolves, but the Romanian versions. Folklore here has 2 figures that can be associated to our well-known werewolves, the Pricolici and the Vârcolac. Imagine a man under the full moon, his body contorting as he transforms in a vicious wolf.
It's a werewolf thing.
That's closer to the Pricolici, often seen as a revenant, someone very violent in life who returns after death and can shift into a wolf known for being particularly aggressive. The Vârcolac is a bit different. It's sometimes also connected to werewolves, but often it has other incredibly cool connection, the Eclipses. Picture this. Old beliefs imagine the Vârcolac to be super powerful, shadowy creature that literally swallows the sun or the moon, causing eclipse. Sometimes its howl itself was said to make the celestial bodies disappear. How amazing is that imagery, you know? It's so interesting. In Brazil, we have the story of the lobisomem, our werewolf. It's connected to being the seventh sun and transformations on the moonlight, but swallowing the sun or the moon and creating literally the eclipses, that's another level. It feels much bigger, much more interesting, and much more mythological than just a man transforming into a wolf, right? So, Strigoi, Iele, Balaur, Vârcolac, and Pricolici, they're just a small glimpse of the full, rich Romanian folklore. As you can see, it goes so much deeper than Dracula and vampires, right? Scarier as well. Learning about these creatures and myths shows us about the old fears, what the ancient population was thinking about and trying to explain, like how the eclipses were created and how people were disappearing in the forests, I guess. What do you think? What was the scariest for you? Which one is your favorite? What are the mythologies from your own country that you like the most? Just let me know here down below what you thought, what you think about folklore. I literally loved learning about the Romanian ones. If you encountered any of these creatures, please let me know down here. I wanna know your stories, because maybe these creatures actually exist. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Mulțumesc! Pupici! Pa, pa!
Wow, I look so good.